We are talking about a space where people come in and they build projects. Now we have a few guys who are working from our space, which I will tell you about shortly. But what we do, we offer them, access to some of the things. Number one, a lot of guys who are building projects, they need access to machinery. So there are some machines that we use, like your 3D printers, your laser cutters. These are guys who are building, your solutions in Internet of Things. Some are building robots, some are building, AI solutions.
We offer skills training, which is where they learn the fundamentals of animation in the first part of the year, which is 6 months, which doesn't always happen because we always throw them in the deep end. So they're already working on their first production, which is a collaboration with our gaming studio downstairs. I'll take you to the gaming studio just now. We are actually working on a spin-off of a TV series called Spinners. So they are doing the video game of it's a Showmax program called Spinners. Unfortunately, we can't show you that. We are under NTA. So this is actually available on YouTube. And Lola is one of our trainers. She produced this while she was still an intern here.
The concept is to take a bunch of images, put them together in unison so that it creates movement. It gives you the illusion of movement. Your eyes kind of perceive things like that. So that's our job. Everything you see, like animated wise, is just a bunch of set images put together really quickly and put in such a way that it gives you the illusion that it's actually a living or moving image. That's what we do. And that means continuous and heavy time and effort, just a color, make lines, and composite everything. We do our best to make sure that we give you a product, an animation product specifically for this sector, that looks good, feels good, attracts people, makes people also trust in what you do,
We offer skills training, which is where they learn the fundamentals of animation in the first part of the year, which is 6 months, which doesn't always happen because we always throw them in the deep end. We currently have 3 studios that we are providing seed funding for them to develop video game prototypes, and then we take them to market. They are going to Comic-Con next month to play test some of the videos that they've developed here. So we not only just give them funding in this space, we also make sure that they take their product to market, which is important while you're still prototyping. You need to understand what the trends are, what the audiences are looking for, or what your consumers are into. So that's what we do here. We're constantly looking for opportunities for them to find a market for their content. So this is a studio that was incubated in Mamela. Hi, by the way. How are you? Thanks for coming through. When we incubated 2022. Yes, so this was the first cohort that we incubated. They now came back to the studio to work with us on a project. So it's a collaboration between their studio and Tshimologong. They also get to work with our new incubatees.
We learned a lot at Tshimologong from that, and I feel like it gave me more knowledge about the cartoons, animation, and everything computer related.
The School of Mechanical, Industrial and Aeronautical Engineering at Wits University has a very strong and proud history of aeronautical engineering. We're very proud of our Mirage F1 CZ aircraft, which our visitors got to experience, both by sitting in the cockpit and by taking a very special photograph. This is an excellent teaching tool which allows us to show our students in a practical sense what they are learning in the classroom. We also have our wind tunnels, which we use for practical undergraduate work and postgraduate work. And these are subsonic wind tunnels that our students are able to use to explore the aerodynamics that they're learning about in class. We also have a wing mounted in what is known as a whiffle tree, and this is part of the aircraft structures course that they would do when doing the aeronautical engineering degree.
I really enjoyed watching the engineering stuff, landing on the aeroplane. That was epic. I really enjoyed everything that has engineering in it, and I have learned a lot on how engineering things work and how they make motors, make cars, and the airplanes, and how they use the physics and the chemistry just to combine everything together. It was really nice, and overall I'm really enjoying the NSTF program, the tours, everything. I'm learning a lot, and I feel like that's going to help me in my career in the future. Thank you.
I think you guys all know the planetarium before was just like star shows. Everyone just used to come and see the planets and the stars. But what we're trying to do is become more STEM forward. So there's going to be a lot more science, tech, engineering, and arts and culture offerings inside the dome, not just our star shows. That'll come sometime in the future. Obviously, we're still working on getting all those productions together, but it'll be more than just a science facility. It'll be a place where you could come and see architectural drawings or arts. We actually have an arts festival that's taking place in a little bit from partnering with digital arts group. I think it's called Fakugesi. I think you guys can look it up. But that'll be
this morning at Tshimologong.
Yes, so that'll be taking place over here. They'll have a week-long exhibition, and they'll be exhibiting some of their digital art showcases inside the dome. So if you do see anything about that, feel free to come through and experience that.
I must say, the digital dome was not what I thought it would be, because we were told that it was like images that were portrayed in a dome-like feature. I thought it was something that would not be as impressive as it was. So as a person who already knows a bit of astronomy, I actually thought I would not be interested in the whole entire show, until I was disappointed, deeply disappointed. So not that kind of disappointed that you feel that something wrong happened, no, but I'm disappointed positively, because that experience was so different from what I thought it would be. How the dome-shaped building, how it's shaped, it makes it feel like you're more interacting with the universe, the galaxies and the planets. So I must say, the feeling was totally amazing. Totally amazing. I cannot describe what I was feeling more in words. So yeah, I suggest you come pull up here and see the digital dome on yourself. Thank you.
Origins Centre Museum is a museum focusing on Africa-centric, which means it's mainly focused on the African origins, human evolution. So inside it consists of segments, of which when you go inside you'll start with the introduction to origins, which is our human evolution. Going through through our corridors, you will find the Sen and the Khoisan and the Bushman history and their materials in terms of art. And then we have lithic tools, which are stone tools that were used ancient years ago. And then we have rock art, which is one of our main attractions and main things to see inside the museum. And then of course we host events, we have venue hires, and yeah, thank you.
What we do in this place, the first step is to document any fossils that come here from the field, or a donation from someone who may have picked the fossil, wherever they picked it from, or from an institution that feels we are the best place to curate the fossils. So the documenting involves two stages. There is what is called accessioning a fossil. So to accession a fossil is just to enter all the metadata about the fossil, that is the field number, or whoever collects the fossil may give it a field number, who collected that fossil, where did they collect it from, what do they think it is, the date, farm name if it's from a farm, province, etc., etc. So that's what we call accessioning. Then now, if we are convinced that that fossil they are bringing here is worthy keeping in this place, then we do the second stage, which we call cataloging.
you've got a large percentage of Africa's human ancestor heritage right here in this room, and that represents a substantial portion of our early origins on Earth globally. So this facility is actually quite unique, and the colonial world at the time, which was still very imperialistic, couldn't accept the idea that we could have originated on what was known as the Dark Continent at that time. So there was some prejudice in terms of the early science in this field. And Dart called it Australopithecus africanus, the southern ape of Africa, and it was published as such. Philip Tobias, who was a very important scientist in this field for many, many years here at Wits, he made a statement: Africa gave us humanity, and that is no small thing. And that was based on this particular individual. So when you see this individual, we see something that has political, historic, and cultural relevance to this continent and ultimately to the world, because we can show that something like this does not just belong to you and I, it belongs to the world and to every single member of our species on this earth.